All right, greetings everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Jay Tucker, and I run the Center for Management of Enterprise and Media Entertainment and Sports, also known as the Center for MEMES. No, the memes are not those social media jokes, right? Um, as you all know, we do a number of educational programs for MBA candidates throughout the school year. And in the summer, it's our honor and pleasure to give out our summer courses for undergraduates, which are part of our summer institutes. Today, I'm pleased to have with me really our lead instructor for the program, Beverly Macy. Beverly teaches the course that is self-titled, the Management of Enterprise, Media, Entertainment, and Sports, the course that really focuses on the business of sports and entertainment, innovation, the use of technology, etc. First of all, welcome, Beverly.
Thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be here today.
So you've been teaching our students for years and you've been our spokesperson for all the great innovation that's happening across the business and the industry. This year is a little bit different because we're doing things online. Um, can you talk a little bit about how that changes the way you think about the course?
Sure. I think well, thank you for that, Jay. And yes, this will be our first year of 100% digital, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a very exciting way to deliver information and also engage students. And we always have excellent industry speakers every year. And this year I have a fantastic lineup, which I'm happy to talk about a little bit in more detail. But I've been speaking with each of the speakers that will be coming about the fact that this is 100% digital. We're in a Zoom environment, and how are we going to really create, the dynamic experience that students are expecting from this particular summer institute. And so we've got some great ideas about keeping it really fresh and engaging and making sure that we're really interactive and also delivering us a lot of substance. So I think it's going to be really excellent.
That's awesome. Now, obviously, all undergraduates, even those not enrolled at UCLA, are eligible to take the course. But from where you sit, who should take the course?
Well, what a great question. So anybody who's interested or even thinking about the industries of sports, entertainment, or media definitely wants to attend this course and take the whole Summer Institute, because this is going to be your entree not only into the business of each one of those disciplines, sports, entertainment, and media, but you're also going to meet, as I said, industry experts. This will be literally an opportunity to have one-on-one with industry experts, which will put you far and above your peers or anybody else who might be looking at these types of things. And also even people who are interested in the arts or in journalism or in, English, play, all of this can help understand what the business is like out there. It's funny because the studios don't just hire creative people. Their staffs are filled with attorneys and data scientists. By the way, that's a really big opportunity right now, is data science within sports, entertainment, and media. They look at people that have humanities backgrounds who can tell a good story. And so I think there's lots of opportunity to expand just from the people who say, I want to go make movies, or I want to be a sports manager. So we get those, and we're delighted, and they're going to have a very dynamic experience. And then we get other people who think, wow, this could really enlarge my and broaden my perspective of the business world in general.
I want to harp on that though, because you have really made the course a special experience, because you do give the students a sense of how the business of entertainment plays out. And I think while we can give tons of examples of actual entertainment experiences and so on, your focus on those business opportunities, challenges, processes, and so on really makes the course different from a lot of other courses that are out there. Could you just really quickly talk a little bit about some of the business topics that you like to emphasize?
Sure, I thank you for that. I like to say that this is almost a mini MBA. It's not, but it's similar to that in that we take the disciplines that you would learn in an MBA: marketing, strategy, operations, pricing, distribution, organizational management. And each week I focus on one of those disciplines. And then I use sports, entertainment, and media business examples to emphasize the principles of each one of those disciplines. So for instance, in the marketing side, we could talk about Coca-Cola or Nike, but what we talk about is how Black Panther, for instance, was marketed. And we look at the marketing principles of Black Panther. I have a case study, the movie Black Panther. And then we look at how that drove the actual box office. So we're not just looking at, oh, they did a really cool poster. We're looking at a program that really drove results financially. And that makes it different. That's unique. Or a couple of years ago, we did, when LeBron James moved from Miami to Cleveland, we did an exercise on what will the financial impact be in Cleveland with LeBron James arriving? What kinds of businesses will, profit from that, right? Not just basketball, but clothing, shoes, retail, food, and really looking at the overall financial impact and the business impact for the whole impact for the whole organization and the environment. So I think that makes it unique. And we do the same thing with distribution. You think of distribution as supply chain management, which is in the news these days, by the way, with all the trade issues, et cetera. But there's also a digital supply chain management that happens in movies today. And so we use the supply chain management thought process, but we really overlay that on the movie business, for instance, or the Netflix business. I have a speaker coming from Netflix, as a matter of fact, who will talk about the business in South America and other emerging markets. So we take these business principles and overlay them with our disciplines that we're focused on in the Summer Institute.
You just mentioned the guest presenter from Netflix. You have guest presenters dropping in throughout the summer. Is there one that you're particularly excited about for this summer?
That would be really hard to pick because I have such great speakers. And it's one of the things that I think where I'm proud of the most. And one of the biggest benefits to students is, again, this is an opportunity for literally a one-on-one with people that you wouldn't be able to get to answer the phone if you tried to call them yourself or answer an email. I have speakers coming from Marvel Studios, from Netflix. I have speakers coming from Hyundai to talk about NFL sponsorships. I have speakers coming to talk about esports, and I have an agent from Wasserman who's going to talk about what it's like to be a sports agent and be the liaison between giant brands like Adidas and Nike and the leagues and the teams and the athletes. So we just have an incredible lineup. I think one of the things I'm really excited about, one of the speakers that I bring is a gentleman named Drew Baldwin. Drew is the CEO of a website called Tube Filter and also the host of the Streamies, which is on all the time. He's the creator and the host. And he comes from a legacy. His grandfather started the Golden Globes. So he's really an interesting guy. And his whole focus is on the world of YouTube and creators. And he's going to talk about the business of being a content creator in the world of YouTube. And, right now, what a lot of people don't realize is the number of hours that people between the ages of 13 and 20 spend on YouTube is unbelievable. And so and it's not just on stupid stuff. These are people who are watching, substantive comedy, scripted comedy, and all kinds of things. So Jay will give a really interesting and be very, very timely to our audience because this is the world they are aware of. So there's the studio world, which is kind of our legacy, the Marvel Industries type thing, or the Marvel Studios. And then there's the new media, what is commonly called new media. So I think that's going to be really, really exciting. And I think students will get the broad picture of how content is being created today and how brands and organizations are viewing content. Because content used to be, oh, here's my 3-minute video or my 90-minute film. Now content is, an athlete at home talking on TikTok directly to fans. So we want to really look at the broad picture. So I think it's
Yeah,
going to be great.
it's interesting that you say that. Obviously, every company nowadays is in the storytelling business. You mentioned just now brands being part of this ecosystem. Can you talk a little bit, just as a teaser for some of these prospective students, in what ways do brands relate to this business of entertainment topic?
Well, brands need to go where the audience is. It used to be that the audience came to the brand in terms of TV or whatever. The audience was there, and the brand, and they met in the middle. So Tide soap would spread a big commercial, and everybody would be watching Friends. That's how old we all are, but they'd be watching Friends on Thursday night, right? And you get an audience of 40 million people. That doesn't happen anymore. And so how do you reach people? So brands look at things like the fan base of sports fans, which are enormously passionate, and also spend a lot of money. We look at music. I think one of the most interesting things, that a new business model that I will be talking about this year, and this is a teaser for our prospective students in our upcoming class, is Travis Scott, the hip hop artist, recently gave a 15-minute concert in Fortnite. Fortnite is one of the largest games on the planet Earth. They had 27 million people viewing Travis Scott live for 15 minutes. You cannot get that kind of audience anywhere. Okay, you can't. Tell me somebody who can do that. Maybe the Super Bowl, right? And even then, are you really going to have people watching every one of your commercials? So brands are taking note of this, and they have been taking note of this. And they want their brand to be associated with certain acts or players or media properties. And so they look very carefully at where can they get exposure. And today, you have to go where the audience is. And the new audience is in YouTube and in the gaming platforms. And a lot of people say that's not really entertainment, that's not really sports. And I have news for you. The money that's flowing there, the fact that Louis Vuitton designed the trophy for the Fortnite playoff, or the League of Legends playoff, I think it was the Fortnite last year, says volumes about what brands want to do and where they want to be. Louis Vuitton, luxury, European luxury, 100-year-old European luxury brand in the middle of Fortnite. Okay, enough said. You know what I mean?
Incredible. Yes, absolutely. And just for those folks who have either taken your class or are thinking about taking your class, I just want to point out that in just a span of a few minutes, we've talked about Black Panther, YouTube, Louis Vuitton, Fortnite, right? This idea of what the business of entertainment looks like and feels like is really evolving and becoming more and more all-encompassing, not just because of digital, but also because all those tie-ins between these entertainment experiences that we love and brands that we typically, purchase from and support. That space is becoming a lot more converged and muddy, and you see the interplay now where individual consumers can really pick and choose what kinds of experiences they want. So I would say, with respect to the experience that we provide this summer, if these are the kinds of topics that really interest you, you couldn't be in better hands than Beverly Macy's with our MEMES class this summer. Beverly, thank you for giving us a few minutes today, and looking forward to seeing your class this summer.
Great, me too. Thank you so much, Jay.